Hello, everyone. I'm Jay Nordlinger of the Renew Democracy Initiative and its publication, The Next Move. Our guest today is Masih Alinejad, the journalist, dissident, and activist from Iran. She's been a U.S. citizen for some years now. You can read about her in her autobiography, The Wind in My Hair, a wonderful book, hard to put down. We will hear from dissidents such as Masih at FOFCON, the Front Lines of Freedom Conference, which RDI will host in Washington on December 9th and 10th. Masih, hello. So good to see you.
Always good to see you, Jay.
You made a very interesting remark because a couple of minutes ago I was saying there are sirens, loud sirens outside my window. Can you hear them? Would they disrupt our podcast? And you said something that made perfect sense once you said it.
Yeah, I said I feel safe if I hear them. It's like the help is near. Because you know why? I'm coming from a country where I see police around, I get anxious. And I'm coming from a country where police are there to beaten up women for showing their hair, for singing, for dancing, for simply just, having a normal life. For me here, police protected my life, not only once, not twice, three times. Maybe people have different opinion and police here in America as well. But for me, what I said, it's my life. It's my daily life. I have to watch over my shoulder. So when police is around, I feel safe.
I know just what you mean. Masih, you're too young to remember Iran in the days before the Islamic Revolution came to power. But you've seen photographs of women in particular and heard stories. It seems almost unbelievable. And you and I would not have liked that government, that dictatorship, because we like democracy. We like freedom. But compared with the Ayatollahs, my goodness.
I have to say that it's like looking to the future when we look at our past in Iran. So people had normal life. People had I have to mention about the revolution, the Islamic Revolution, which is a revolution against women. In my opinion, yes, the regime that could be reformed, Shah's regime, they actually overthrew that regime. They had Islamic Revolution, and this regime, the Islamic Republic, which cannot be reformed. We need a revolution to overthrow this regime. Those people telling us now, my generation, they're telling me and millions of people who ask for a revolution that no, we need to reform this regime. That's the problem we had with the revolution back then. Yeah, I was a child. But when I see, as I said to you, the pictures of even my own mother, it's like, this is the future that we are trying to bring to Iran. We had female singers. We had our own version of Beyonce, Adele, and Lady Gaga. All of them escaped from Iran and live in exile. You know what I say in exile? It's another form of imprisonment for those who sing in Persian, for those actresses who got arrested, got kicked out from Iran after the revolution, for the athletes. Now we cannot have gymnastic in Iran. We cannot have some kind of sports in Iran because of the Islamic Revolution, and they live in exile. So for millions of Iranians, the Islamic Revolution is another form of revolution against women's rights, against minorities' rights.
Masih, I've noticed something listening to you speak over the years. It's a matter of language. Almost always, you refer to the country as the Islamic Republic. You don't use
No,
the
I
word
refer to the government
the
as
government,
the Islamic
the
Republic.
Islamic Republic.
My beautiful country
So
is
that's
absolutely
that's
different.
Iran, and
Exactly.
the government, as you frame things, is the Islamic Republic.
Exactly, Jay. Because look, you now touched something which is very dear to my heart, very close to my heart, because I keep hearing from politicians always saying that Iran is a brutal regime. Like they condemn Iran. They talk really bad about Iran. Don't, because Iran is different than Islamic Republic. When the Western politicians, when they talk about Afghanistan, they say Afghanistan. They never say that we want to, like when they talk about Taliban, they never refer Taliban as Afghanistan because they know that Taliban is a barbaric regime that took over Afghanistan. That's the same case. Islamic Republic is another form of Taliban that took the entire Iran hostage. So we, the people of Iran, believe that the Islamic Republic is the barbaric regime, like ISIS mindset people are ruling the country. And that's why when politicians, when journalists talk about my country, I really want them to make a difference between Iran and Islamic Republic. We are not the ones saying death to America. We're
No.
not the ones saying death to Israel. It's the Islamic Republic.
Masih, I know you hear from many people within Iran, probably every day. I wonder, are most people free or able to contact you somehow on the internet through some means?
Although social media is being filtered by the regime, 80 million people are being banned from using social media, but they are smart enough to bypass the filtering. They use social media to contact me every day. As you know that very well, the Iranian regime actually criminalized sending videos to me. The head of revolutionary court announced that publicly. If anyone send videos to Masih Alinejad, will be charged up to 10 years prison. Let me show you now. Okay, we are now live. And now you can see how many people not only following my page, but also you can see it here. No? Here. How many people can you read this?
Yeah.
So
you
more
must
than
feel
100 million people watch this Instagram page. Why? Because they believe that living under authoritarian regimes means that they live in a bigger prison called Iran right now. For them, Iran became a prison. You cannot threaten them saying that if you send a video of yourself being beaten up in the street, you will go to prison, because they believe this form of living is kind of imprisonment for them. So they're brave enough to break the chain and make a video to let the world know that this is not a legitimate regime. I really remember the day when they criminalized sending videos to me. Fatemeh Sepehri, a woman who wears hijab, sent me a video of herself. I'm like, I'm going to send that video to you, Jay. And she said that I believe in hijab. I am wearing hijab myself, but I want to support the Women of White Wednesday's campaign. I want to support those women who do not wear hijab. So White Wednesday was my campaign, that women used to go to the street every Wednesday, waving white headscarf in public and saying no to compulsory hijab, no to Islamic Republic. So women got arrested. Immediately, the regime arrested women, 29 women, because they didn't want women to be united. So, and they criminalized sending videos to me. So immediately I received video from women wearing hijab, and also from the women of the mothers of those women who got arrested. So that's the reality. Still is a crime being in touch, not only with me, with media outside Iran, like Iran International TV, with journalists like me, with activists and dissidents like me. It is a crime, but people say that enough is enough. We want an end to this apartheid regime, and we have to pay the price. They know that freedom is not free. They're my heroes. That's the reason that I never lose hope, Jay, because it's not easy to live like under threats. My family, they interrogated my 70-year-old mother, my 72-year-old mother, for 2 hours to stop sharing her love with me. They put my brother in prison for 2 years to punish me. He didn't do anything. Just being my brother was a crime for him. They brought more than 50 women and men on TV. Just ask me to send some of the video clip to you, to denounce me publicly, to disown me, my family. My sister was on TV. I was watching my own sister disowning me publicly. Those women were my hero, like women of White Wednesday's campaign, women of Woman Life Freedom Movement, the father of an activist who got arrested just because of dressing up like a boy and going to sneak into a stadium, because women are not allowed to go to a stadium. So Sahar Khodayari was like, young woman decided to go to a stadium. So she dressed up like a boy, like a man. And then she was arrested. So what happened to her in prison, we don't know. But the regime tortured people. So that's why when she got free from prison, she set herself on fire and she killed herself. So I made just awareness about this case everywhere and asked international athletes to join me and to boycott this apartheid regime while they're not allowing women to go to a stadium. And guess what happened? They arrested her father, and the father went on TV and said, this is Masih Alinejad's fault. How come? So I watched fathers, parents of those who got killed many times on TV denouncing me for the crime of just giving them voice. I saw women with bruise on their face denouncing me on Iranian national television. But immediately when they got free from prison, the beautiful moment was when they took their own social media and they made a video and they said, we were forced to denounce Masih, but we have agency. And we protested against this regime because we believe that this is the only way that we can overcome our fear and bring secular democracy to this country. That's the reality. Yes, sending video to me is a crime. Being in touch with people like me is a crime. But people inside Iran, they are brave. And they say this loud to the Western politicians as well. Be as brave as Iranians and denounce the regime, not the people of Iran.
Well, you've said that Iran in general is a kind of a general prison. Evin prison is a specific prison.
Yes.
And I always thought it should be famous or infamous around the world. It's one of the most hellish places on earth. I look forward to the day when it's razed to the ground, when it's just demolished.
Yeah, the moment will come that Iranians get together and will bring the wall of not just Evin prison down, but the Berlin Wall of Ali Khamenei, which I always say that it's the compulsory hijab, it's the Islamic, Islamist ideology will bring down. I mean, this is the people of Iran. They will bring this wall of dictatorship down for sure. You mentioned about Evin prison. I mentioned about Fatemeh Sepehri, but I also should say that in 21st century, right now, women are in prison for the crime of singing. Mm-hmm. Young women are in prison for the crime of using their social media and saying no to Islamic Republic. Bita Shafi'i is one of them. And Fatemeh Sepehri, another woman who is in prison right now. And father of those who were executed for the crime of just simply saying that, why did you kill our son, is in prison. Mashallah Karami is one of them. You know why I named them? Because for the rest of the world, the name of the political prisoners became like statistics, like numbers, like, how many people are in prison in Iran, how many people are in prison in Afghanistan, how many women are in prison. It's not like that. These are the lives.
You remind me of the great Soviet era dissident Andrei Sakharov, who didn't like to talk about human rights in general. He liked to talk about specific cases, specific people, people that others could relate to, so on.
Thank you so much for mentioning that, because it just breaks my heart when I say about Mehdi Karami's father, when I name him, because Mehdi Karami was a hero who actually, when Mahsa Jina Amini got killed, took to the street. He did. He said that as a man that I have to stand with Iranian women. He took to the street to protest the brutal murder of Mahsa Jina. And what happened? They executed him. They hanged him. He called his father from Evin prison that you mentioned, and thank you for mentioning that. He called his father from Evin prison that, Dad, they sentenced me to death, to execution. But please don't say that loud, because I don't want my mother to hear this. And that became, oh my God, I got goosebumps. That sentence became a tattoo in his father's arm. And now they arrested the father for the crime of just making awareness. Still, he's in prison. And no one talked about him, as I said. Yeah, because this is a number. Middle Eastern people deserve that. And Jay, you know what? I keep hearing that not about just people in the Middle East. Now, our friend and our member of World Liberty Congress, Bobby Wine is now running for election in Uganda. And I hear the same thing that people talk about people of the Middle East, the same thing of people of Rwanda, Uganda, all authoritarian regimes, like Eastern Europe, like even people say that, oh, Russian people, they don't deserve democracy. People in Venezuela, they don't deserve democracy. This is their culture. I keep hearing say that people of Africa, this is their culture, the other's culture. That's how we became like the victims of Iran. All the authoritarian regimes became like a numbers and statistics when it comes to Western media or to the free world, because they believe this is our culture and we don't want democracy. No, that's a big lie that dictators successfully change the narrative across the globe. People in all authoritarian regimes, including in the Middle East, in Iran, they want freedom and they deserve freedom. And they are fighting for freedom. And they should not be in prison, like forgotten and become like a numbers for other people across the globe.
Masih, there have been two Nobel Peace Laureates from Iran, female lawyers, and the more recent one of the two, I can't ascertain, I haven't been able to figure out whether she is still in prison or not. Do you know?
Yes, Narges Mohammadi is free on bail, but she can go back to prison anytime as far as this regime is in power. You know what? Narges is free, but as I said, she's in a bigger prison now called Iran. And many other women now believe that like Iran became a prison for them, but at the same time, they don't bow, like Narges Mohammadi and other women. They don't bow to the regime. Right now they use the technology surveillance, the Chinese technology surveillance, the regime. They put the face recognition software and cameras everywhere to identify women who remove their hijab, who walk unveiled. And guess what? None of them bow to the technology surveillance. None of them. They actually, I have to say that, they show their middle fingers to cameras and they say that we're here. Come and arrest us, but we're not going to cover our hair. That's the reality about women of Iran.
Masih, it must be very important for women in Iran to have male allies and supporters.
Oh, beautiful.
The feeling that the whole society is involved. I imagine the women of Iran couldn't make much progress on their own. It takes everyone. True?
True, but I have to say that maybe it sounds a little bit radical to
That's all right.
To men, but I still believe that women achieved every single step of change that they have achieved on their own. So when Mahsa got killed, suddenly men realized that they can be the best allies for their sisters. And that moment was beautiful to see how men were in the streets, like opening their arm like this, Jay. You have to see the video. They opened their arms like this, walking towards the security forces and saying that we are here to protect our sisters. You can kill us. And that moment brought a lot of hope to Iranian women. But still, I believe the radical view is coming. Wait for me. Still, I believe that we need men to stop going to stadium. All stadiums should be empty when their sisters are not allowed to go to a stadium. I strongly believe all Iranian men should stop going on a stage and holding a concert when women are not allowed to sing, to perform, to have a performance, to have a concert, like simple thing.
You want simple solidarity.
Yeah, simple solidarity is not just saying that we condemn the Islamic Republic for kicking out women from a stadium or kicking out women from a stage or concert. No, solidarity comes with action. Stop going on stage until the day that women have the same freedom to sing shoulder to shoulder with you. That's the real change that I and millions of women like me demand. That's the real action that we want to see from Iranian men. And not Iranian, let me be clear. Where are the men in Afghanistan? Okay, I keep hearing that some of the men are supporting women's rights to get an education, to get a job, to have a life, to exist in Afghanistan. Because in Afghanistan, it's unbelievably, it's like the Handmaid's Tale series. Women are erased from everywhere, everywhere. You have to cover your face. Even speaking, your voice is haram in the eyes of Ayatollah. So for that, I believe that men should support women. If women are not allowed to go to school, then why men go to school?
Masih, you are a realist. I wonder how many men like the subjugation of women. I wonder. I'm not sure how you'd measure such a thing, but however many there are, they have to be defeated.
Yeah, yeah. But for me, you know what is very, very like important and beautiful to see even a few numbers of men, a few numbers of men. That's my dream.
And they set an example for the others too.
Yeah, to stand up and saying that I don't want to be part of Iran's, not Iran, Islamic Republic of Iran's national football team. How come you call this national team when half of the population are being erased from everywhere?
You mentioned, I think, a father who got a tattoo. We've seen a tattoo on you a couple of times in this video, and if it's
Woman,
not too,
life, freedom. This is Zan Zindagi Azadi. Woman, life, freedom was the slogan of millions of men and women together, chanting in the street. And it has a very simple meaning. Being a woman is a crime. Zindagi means life. Having a normal life is a crime. And Azadi means freedom, which freedom is a dream for millions of Iranians. Just having a normal life, being a woman, having basic freedom that people take it for granted here in America and everywhere.
Well, Masih Alinejad, and let me say once more that we, the Renew Democracy Initiative, are having a conference in Washington on December 9th and 10th, FOFCON, Frontlines of Freedom Conference. Masih, you have given so much, and there have been kidnapping plots against you, murder plots, etc. You've gone from safe house to safe house, looking over your shoulder, as you say. You've done this work for so many years with such commitment. Do you ever feel like staying in bed?
Oh,
One
never.
day
It's not in my DNA.
you get up to do your work.
Yeah. Jay, there were days that I was really, I don't want to use the word broken, but I was like, yeah, I was broken.
Needed a break, maybe. Needed a rest.
No, like broken heart, like seeing my own brother being integrated solitary confinement for doing nothing, just being my brother was not easy for me. Seeing my amazing husband and my amazing stepchildren being separated, moving between like 21 safe houses, for what? Simply for giving voice to voiceless people. I had like a Christmas time, Iranian New Year, Nowruz time, in safe house, and without being allowed to be with my family and my children. I never forget the day that I was in my safe house and I lost the New Year tradition to do the have seen thing, which is like we buy 7 items, which start with Persian sin, which is like S, yeah, like sip, apple, sabze, like grass, green, yeah. So, and I said that to the FBI, that's our New Year, and I'm in safe house, and I was not even allowed to leave my hotel That was the moment when the FBI arrested two men, two Americans, who were with weapons waiting for me at Fairfield University in Connecticut to kill me. So as soon as the FBI arrested these two men, they put me in a hotel, not safe house, and like they didn't have enough time. So immediately they moved me to that hotel, and then I said to them that I had to do the New Year tradition, and I told them, I explained about the vaccine thing. The 7 items start with S. I never forget that the day after, one of the FBI agent knocked the door and then gave me 7 apple. And I was like, that's so sweet, 7 apple. But we need 7 different items. But it was beautiful. For me, the moment when I was alone, seeing my husband was away from his children was difficult. But that's the price that all of us Iranians are paying for freedom. So the only thing that I told you from the beginning gave me hope to watch the mothers and the fathers and the family members of those who got killed, but they are still fighting. They don't go back to their bed. Like Mashallah Karami, that I told you, he's in prison. So these people give me hope to overcome my sorrow and sadness and my difficult days that sometimes I face.
Masih Alinejad, I don't know anyone who makes better use of her time than you do. God bless you, Masih.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Appreciate it.